Well, a stay-at-home order goes into effect tonight in the greater Sacramento region after ICU capacity dropped below 15%. That's where we are now. And the order is already in place in other areas like the San Joaquin Valley and Southern California.
Joining us live right now is California's Surgeon General, Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
So let's start with that ICU capacity and the concerns right now about where our state is headed with the virus now so prevalent.
That's exactly right. The stay-at-home order goes into effect when the ICU capacity drops below 15%. And the reason for that is that it's really to save lives. We recognize that we need to have this capacity to ensure that not only for our patients with COVID-19, but if any one of us were to, get into a car accident or have a heart attack, that there would be a bed available for our friend or a loved one who is in that situation.
Let's talk a little bit, if we can, about the pandemic and the stress that it has caused so many people, different levels of stress, and how that overall is affecting people here in California.
That's right. Well, what we're seeing is increased rates of things like intimate partner violence or increased rates of mental health concerns like depression and anxiety, as well as some increased rates of substance use as well. And so that, in fact, my office just put out a report about the impact of stress on health and what we can do to help mitigate the effects of toxic stress.
So what are you recommending?
Some of the things that we're recommending are things like getting regular exercise, nutrition, certainly seeking mental health care if that's necessary. And right now, it's certainly a good recommendation for anyone who feels like they need that. In addition, things like mindfulness, like meditation. So, now is a really good time to go online and access that free yoga class and really practice some of these self-care practices.
During the break, Edie and I were talking about some part of your work regarding children and how stress affects them and how it can manifest in different ways in those kids and how it could be a lifetime problem. So what about the kids during all this?
That's right. So the key that is the most important for children right now, we know that while stress can affect both our mental and our physical health, safe, stable, and nurturing relationships and environments are healing for children. And in order for us to do that, I go back to what we were just talking about reducing our own stress levels. For us as parents and caregivers, we got to put our own oxygen masks on so we can be available to be there to help our kids.
When I was reading some of the information coming out of your office specifically, something that really resonated was the fact that if maybe people were going to take a risk a month ago, it is very different now with the numbers that we're seeing in terms of COVID. If you can talk us through why these restrictions are especially important as we're seeing the cases skyrocket.
That's right. Right now, what we are seeing are record high case numbers in terms of cases of COVID-19 all across the state. And so going to eating out at a restaurant or going to the nail salon is simply much more dangerous now than it was even a few months ago, simply because there are so many more people in our population now that have COVID-19, and many folks may not even be aware that they have it yet.
All right. Well, it's been great talking to you and just kind of getting some of your expertise on all of this. Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris, Surgeon General here in California, thanks for spending this time with us. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. And don't forget to stay home, wear that mask, wash hands, and watch our distance. Thank you so much.
More important now than ever. Thank you so much.